making smoothie bowls. Super fresh and delicious. You're gonna wanna start your day with this one. Let's get started. We're gonna start with our frozen ingredients. So we've got our frozen pineapple. We've got frozen blueberries to give us a nice base color from our fruit. And our frozen banana. And that's gonna help with thickness of the smoothie. All right, our main coloring, which is all natural, it comes from butterfly pea shoot powder. Add our coconut milk, just a bit, because I like them nice and thick. And we'll blend. Make sure your blender does not dance off the counter. All right, now we're gonna plate our beautiful smoothie bowl. Oh my God, the color on this is great. It's beautiful and thick. All right. Now that our smoothie's in the bowl, we're gonna garnish. We've got all these great tropical garnishes. We're gonna start with some kiwi. That'll go right on top. All right, we've got some sliced pineapple. And you can do any fruit you like on this. Got this beautiful pink dragon fruit. Just get it all in there. All right, and some toasted coconut. Just sprinkle that on. And that's it. Got a great, beautiful breakfast. You're gonna wanna start your day with this one. This is a great, fresh breakfast, super easy to make. I hope you try it.
I'm about to show you one of my favorite green smoothies. I'm putting raw cactus into this guy and it's gonna take it over the top. It might just be your new favorite recipe. I'll show you how to make it. I'm gonna start by prepping my cactus paddle by just removing all of the thorns from the surface. So first you want to just grab a vegetable peeler or a paring knife and kind of just run it along the surface carefully, you know, like find a place to rest your thumb that doesn't have a thorn and just peel off any little spiky bits. And try not to get off too much of the skin of the cactus paddle because that has some good nutrients and flavor. You can also use a small paring knife, so I'll show you how you would do that. Just try not to chunk out too much of the meat. Cut off the end. So green cactus or prickly pear or nopales, it has a lot of different names, is really popular in South America and Latin America, and it has the ability to reduce inflammation in your liver. And so that is why when I had a little bit too much alcohol in my system, this is perfect. So now that all of my thorns are out of there, I'm just gonna chop my cactus into little chunks just so that it gets blended up a little bit better. You'll notice it's a little bit slimy, almost like aloe vera. I'm just gonna toss that right into a high-powered blender. Everything is just gonna go right into this blender. Makes life really easy. Now I'm gonna add in some pineapple, and this is what's gonna give it all of the sweetness. Gonna make it really delicious. If you've ever eaten pineapple in the morning, it's really great for your tummy. Like if you have a tummy ache or something like that, just eat a couple bits of pineapple and it helps with your digestion and it just makes stuff start moving. So I'm just removing some of these prickly thorns from the meat of the pineapple before I get it into my blender. Just remove the ones that are really brown and that you see. Now I can chop this into chunks, and this goes right in with the cactus. Then I have a little bit of orange juice for some vitamin C. And now I have just a mini cucumber that I've rinsed, and I'm gonna chop this into chunks. And this is just gonna be really great for hydrating. So after you have a lot to drink, you get, you're obviously dehydrated, and that's where your headache comes from. That's the main reason why you feel like loopy, is because you don't have enough water. So that can help alleviate those symptoms. Now I'm gonna add in a little bit of parsley, just because parsley is amazing in your green smoothie. It is going right in with a little bit of cilantro, which is a classic ingredient in a jugo verde. So everything goes right in, and then I'm just gonna blend this delicious mixture until it is smooth. Alright, that's gorgeous, it's perfect. If you want, you can strain this before you pour it if you don't like that pulpiness inside of your juice. I like that pulpiness because it's just more texture, more flavor. So I'm actually not going to strain this. I'm the type of girl that likes pulp in my orange juice. So whatever you like. Just get some ice into my cup and pour over my juice. So there you have it, a green cactus juice full of all of these amazing, nutritious ingredients that's gonna take away your headache and make you feel like $1,000,000 all over again. You gotta try it. I know you'll love it.
What about some watermelon? 5 different ways, here on Just a Tip. First up is this refreshing drink. Add watermelon to a blender along with some simple syrup, water, and lime, which is really watermelon's best friend. Now blend it all up. For a smoother consistency, pass it through a strainer and then let it chill in the fridge. Bonus tip, add some happy juice to this for a really good time. Agua fresca, you the best. Next up, try it frozen. You'll need watermelon, a little water, honey or sweetener of your choice, and some good old lime. Now blend it until smooth, and transfer to a bowl or wide container, and freeze it. Make sure to scrape it with a fork every 2 hours until it looks all grated, kind of like shaved ice. That's some boozy ass frozen treat right there. On a savory note, try the salsa. In a bowl, add diced watermelon, tomatoes, red onion, sweet bell pepper, jalapeno, cilantro, lime, and salt and pepper. Now mix it up and serve it with chips. Salud! Use those same flavors for gazpacho. Take watermelon, tomatoes, bell pepper, red onion, cucumber, jalapeno, and yeah, you guessed it, lime. Don't forget salt and pepper, and blend it all until smooth. You can serve it chilled or at room temperature, and just a little bit of olive oil completes the dish. Who said soup had to be hot? You want to be cold? You can be an ice cube. Don't let anyone tell you what you can't be. Did you know it's also great on the grill? Just slice it into wedges and grill until you achieve beautiful char marks. Then serve it with a drizzle of balsamic glaze, some crumbled feta cheese, and awesome mint. Watermelon is better with feta. I hope you give these tips a try. There's no better time to experiment with watermelon. You don't want to be 20 years down the line and think, God, what did I do with my life? Be the hero at every barbecue with a basket of fruit, because they need some grilling action too. So I'm going to show you how to make grilled fruit with whipped cream, but not just any whipped cream. Coconut whipped cream, because I'm in love with the cocoa. I've got a peach here, and all I'm going to do to this is cut it in half. Just twist it open, and then you'll see the pit. Just pop it out There you go. You don't have to keep slicing the peach into wedges. I like to keep them in halves like this so they go straight on the grill. You know which emoji is my favorite? The peach, because it looks like a butt. Next, I'm gonna work on some mangoes. To give myself a little bit of stability, I'm gonna slice off the bottom end here. Just prop it up. Let's go very slowly around the edge. You don't want to get mangoes and peaches that are too ripe, so that when you put them on the grill, they fall apart. Make sure they're semi-ripe, just like this one. Here's our naked mango. Now all you have to do is slice them into big chunks. You want them in a big slice, just like this. And before I get to the pit, I can make another big one. Perfect. Save this for a little snacky later. I love mangoes, so I'm gonna do a second one. Ooh, this one you could tell is gonna be a little bit sour. Us Filipinos really like sour mangoes. It's a really popular snack in the Philippines, and we pair it up with some shrimp paste. Don't knock it till you try it. All right, now for the last fruit, pineapple. And turn it on its side and just slice off the top. Save this top for a little tabletop decoration later. So Mother Stewart, I love it. And flip it around, slice off this bottom end. Just like the mango, prop it up, go along the skin. If you have any remaining eyes, just take a little knife and pop them out. It's funny that they call them eyes, because I always feel like pineapple's watching me, because it knows I'm gonna eat it. This gets sliced as well. Don't make them too thin. That's a good width. Then cut out the core so that we have nice, pretty rings. Pineapple's watching me. If you don't have an outdoor grill, use a grill pan. While that's happening, I'm gonna prepare my platter. Remember this guy? Right in the center. But the last one's here. Look at that. Now for the rest of the fruit. Let the fruit hang out while we make the whipped coconut cream. What I did was leave this can in the fridge overnight so that the solids could separate from the liquids. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm just gonna open this can up. If your coconut milk has a lot of liquid, pour that into a separate bowl. It helps if your mixing bowl is really chilled. Now you may have to experiment with different coconut milks. If you can find just a whole can of coconut cream, the better. Don't throw away this liquid, it's great in smoothies. I'm gonna sweeten it up with some coconut nectar. You can use any other sweetener you'd like. And whip it. Whip it good. All right, yes, that is exactly what I'm looking for. Beautiful. And just before serving it up, give it a little drizzle of honey, because grilled fruit is sexy as hell. A nice dollop of that coconut whipped cream, and then a sprinkling of toasted shredded coconut. And there you have it, grilled fruit with coconut whipped cream. Take a bite. Coconut whipped cream is the perfect companion. I hope you guys give this a try. I'll see you next time. Remember to just eat life.
Hi friends, I'm Mikkel. Welcome to Pretty Healthy, where we make, pretty healthy recipes. I love candy, but I don't love the way it makes me feel. Today we're gonna make a candy that's healthier, and it has a secret ingredient. What secret ingredient? You just gotta wait and see. I do need a sous chef though, and today I have my friend with the most fabulous hair, Bob. You ready to help me, Bob? Let's do it. So we're gonna get started on my strawberry coconut candies, and what's so cool about this is there is white chocolate, but it's also dairy-free. So I have a secret ingredient that I mentioned earlier, and it is beet powder. Sounds weird, I know. Bear with me though. Beet powder is a very subtly flavored, basically dehydrated and ground up beet. There's a sweetness to it, there's an earthiness to it, but it's definitely a superfood. Beets are known to really help with your blood flow, and in addition to that, athletes take beet powder all the time for endurance purposes. Studies show actually that when athletes or anybody working out takes a serving of beet powder, they actually perform up to 16% better, which is super cool. So maybe eat one of these candies before you work out. Who knows? So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my filling. To start this, I'm gonna drop the beet. All right, so we can get started on the filling, but take a look at all the ingredients. For the filling, we have shredded coconut, strawberries, coconut oil, agave, and beet powder. For our vegan white chocolate, we have raw cacao butter, coconut oil, confectioner's sugar, vanilla extract, and for toppings, we have freeze-dried strawberries. So for the rest of our filling, we have, as you saw, shredded coconut, coconut oil, melted, something sweet, and then this is literally just blended strawberries. You can use a food processor, a blender, or a fork with a lot of patience. Your choice. That's gonna go in as well. We're just gonna mix that together. If you look closely, you can see the beet powder start to turn this an even richer color. And once that's nice and combined, we can set it aside. Bob here's gonna watch it. Don't eat it though, Bob. Robert, I'm watching you. I don't trust Bob. Now we're gonna get started on our vegan white chocolate, which is essentially going to be the layer around our filling. In order to make white chocolate without using dairy, I'm using a really cool superfood. It's raw cacao butter. So this is a really healthy fat that helps control appetite. It's full of healthy antioxidants since it's raw and unprocessed, and it's used topically a lot. It's very healthy for your skin. Make sure you get an edible grade of raw cacao butter, and it's completely safe to eat. So we're going to start by mixing this raw cacao butter in a double boiler. This is going to melt down for a little bit. At the same time, to melt it down and keep it really smooth, I'm gonna add some coconut oil. So this is gonna take a couple minutes to melt down. While we're waiting, check out today's pretty healthy tip. Fats, 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 fats. Everybody. I like fats. They're important. Today we're gonna talk about fats. If you can't tell, we use raw cacao butter, which is a great fat. This is another alternative I just wanted to let you know about. It's ghee, which is clarified butter. Yes, it's lactose-free. It's safe for lactose-intolerant people to eat. Fat is so important to incorporate into your diets. For example, a lot of nutrients are fat-soluble, so you have to have fat present to even absorb those nutrients. Ghee can be used in a lot of ways. You can blend this in with your morning coffee to absorb those nutrients and the caffeine. You can use this in place of butter in anything, in baking, in sautéing. You can make your eggs in this in the morning. I recommend you give it a try because it is so healthy for your body. So this is all melted and combined. Now I'm going to add our powdered sugar. That just goes straight in. And some vanilla extract for that flavor. Give this a whisk till it's completely combined. Starting to look like melted white chocolate, isn't that cool? And now it's time for the assembly, which is a fun part, if you ask me. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with a spoonful of our white chocolate as the base. These would be super cute for like a tea party or a little picnic or even a little baby shower because they're pink. Actually, where I would love to serve these the most is Valentine's Day. Make this for your sweetheart and they will love you. It's white and pink, how classic is that? Now each liner has a base to it. I'm going to add in a little dollop of our filling over here. Do you see how lovely this color is with that beet powder in there? It's kind of a win-win because you avoid the artificial coloring from food coloring and it's a superfood. Great. So the filling is in all of them. See a little taste test? Oh, it's good. Then I'm gonna top off each of the candies so you can't see the pink in them. Now, as like a cute little garnish on top and a little hint to what's on the inside, I have freeze-dried strawberries here. Freeze-dried fruit is where they literally just suck out the moisture of the fruit and they make almost little chips. I like them because they're tart, and this white chocolate's pretty sweet. So that balance, I think, is really nice. So I'm just gonna kind of break a couple of these up, put like 3 or 4 on each one. There we go, all the hard work is done. All we have to do now is pop these in the freezer and let them chill for about an hour. So, Bob, do you wanna like get kombucha or something? I'm gonna take that as a yes, and I will drink yours too. Let's do it. How's your kombucha, Bob? Good? It's real good. They're frozen, and they're ready to be plated. Wow, I need to have a tea party now. A kombucha party. I need to have a kombucha party now. And there you have it. They are all ready to go in these adorable little individual size containers. Okay, I'm excited. I never get white chocolate. These are so good. You have to try these strawberry coconut candies because it's such an interesting and unique fusion of flavors. Please give them a try. Please give that a try and let me know how it goes.
Didn't get to those bruised bananas in time? Have no fear, my friends. I'm going to show you how to use them to make a little loaf of heaven, packed with nutrients and fiber. Badass banana bread. Let's get started. To get started, I have peeled my overly ripe bananas. We are going to mash it with the back of a fork. And I am so excited to share this recipe with you guys because it's full of healthy fats and nutrients and naturally sweetened with these babies. It's going to be delicious. And once you have all of your bananas mashed, you're gonna go in with the rest of the wet ingredients. So we have 2 eggs, a little bit of coconut oil, which is gonna act as the butter, almond butter, which is gonna complement the nuttiness in the buckwheat flour that we're gonna add in a minute, a little splash of vanilla, and then a few tablespoons of maple syrup. Maple syrup and the banana is going to be the sweetener in this recipe. All right, let's give that a little spin. Okay, and when all of the wet ingredients are nice and mixed together, we're going to move on to our dry ingredients. Almond flour, and then my favorite part of this dish, and that makes it a little bit different than the other banana breads out there, is the buckwheat flour. I use buckwheat because it is packed with nutrients. We have some rolled oats, a little pinch of salt, cinnamon, another pinch of nutmeg, baking powder, and baking soda. Give that a little whisk. And then we're gonna just add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and then mix it all together. I can already smell the nuttiness. This is going to be delicious. I have a bread tin. I've lined it with parchment paper. We're gonna pour it all in there and pop it in the oven. Make sure it's nice and even on top so that it bakes evenly as well. All right, oven ready. Let's go. Oh my goodness, these smells are making me giddy, my friends. Let's slice it up and have a bite. It's gorgeous. All right. Give it a little slice. I love to top this version with a little bit of almond butter and blueberries. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's a well-balanced breakfast. Top it up with little blueberries. And let's dig in. Amazing. I am loving the nuttiness in this bread, and with the banana and the maple syrup for that hint of sweetness, it's the perfect way to kick off your badass day.
So the other day I was craving this smoothie that I get from one of my favorite falafel places in the city. It's a banana date smoothie and it is just so satisfying. So I decided to recreate it at home. It turned out really good. You'll need 2 ripe bananas. If you like a thicker smoothie texture, you should freeze these first. A 1/4 cup or 5 to 6 pitted dates, juice from half a lime, half a teaspoon of cardamom, 2 cups almond milk, and a handful of ice cubes. Then just blend all that stuff together and you're done. And it is just that easy. Dang, that's good. In my opinion, that little bit of cardamom makes a huge difference. But if you're not a big cardamom fan, try cinnamon instead. I've also made this and added a spoonful of almond butter because you know me, I love almond butter. That was also really good. Another swap out you can do is Greek yogurt for the almond milk. This will also give it a little bit more of a creamy texture. And lastly, sometimes if I'm feeling extra healthy, I'll actually throw some chia seeds into it. So I soak the chia seeds for a couple hours and then just throw them in along with everything else. This is such a good way to start the day, or afternoon snack, or to eat with your falafel, or
I'm about to show you how to make the most refreshing, gorgeous summertime drink. And it's all natural. You're gonna wanna know how to make this. I have a kiwi, I have a couple kiwis actually, that I'm just going to remove the furry outer bits from. Slicing off the edges and turning it like this. And I also chopped up some cucumber already, so that's gonna be another green color. I chopped up some strawberries, all small dice strawberries. I have yellow, so I have lemon and mango. For orange, I have some oranges, and I left the peel on the oranges and the lemon because the zest, the oils in the zest are gonna give it even more flavor. I have some peaches that I've chopped, and then I have blueberries, which I could just leave whole. I don't need to chop those. All right, so I'm just cutting my kiwi into slices and then into quarters. And that's gonna be a nice size that fits into my ice cube tray. All right, so I'm just gonna add that to my green cucumbers. And you could leave the skin on the cucumbers because that's gonna give it that dark green color. And then I have a dragon fruit. Dragon fruit is a part of the cactus family, and that's why it kind of has this kind of scary outer skin. But once you cut inside of it, it is the most gorgeous hot pink fruit that you'll ever find in nature. So I'm using this dragon fruit because I'm gonna make a hot pink ice cube, and I just find that to be really original and fun. you can use a melon baller to just pop out little balls just like that and make it really easy. Or you can cut them into little dices. I think I'm gonna cut them into dices today, but that's a really easy way to kind of scoop out nice even sized pieces. Woo. All right, so we're just gonna chop these into little diced pieces. Now I have an ice cube tray, and I'm just going to fill it up with my fruit like a rainbow. Alright, beautiful. Looks like a rainbow. And I have some distilled water, which is water that's been boiled, so a lot of the murkiness is out of it. So this is the best water to use if you want the clearest possible ice cube. So that you can see all the beautiful fruit that you've put inside your tray. Perfect. All right, and then I'm gonna pop this tray into the freezer so they can harden. Okay, so my ice has frozen, and you can see the gorgeous rainbow of colors. I'm just gonna pop it out of my tray. This is my favorite, the dragon fruit. And I like lemon in my water and strawberry, blueberry, just get it all. And I just have a little bit of sparkling water. This, look at it, it's turning bright pink. This is the perfect, refreshing summer cool down drink when you are wearing a black sweater like a fool.
Hi y'all, my name is Mikkel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a banana bread chocolate mousse parfait. It's super easy, delicious, nutritious, and the mousse has a secret ingredient. Let's find out what it is. So for this recipe, we're going to start by doing our banana bread first because it's got to be in the oven for a while. You're going to start with 4 large bananas or 5 medium bananas. The riper, the better. Get the ugly ones because they're sweet, and we want this to be sweet. And we are just going to try to get these as mashed as possible. Easy as that. Such a lovely noise. And this looks nice and disgusting, that's when it's ready. So we got our mashed bananas. It's all one consistency. We're gonna start by mixing in our wet ingredients, but before I mix these in, I'm going to make a flax egg. So this recipe is essentially vegan minus the honey. It is vegan if you use agave instead. So instead of an egg, I use flax eggs. It's essentially ground up flax seeds and water. And when you mix it together, it sits for a little bit and it becomes a nice like gel-like substance, very similar to an egg, and it will bind our bread. So we just mix that together just like that. We let it hang out for a couple seconds. While this is hanging out, I'm going to add in our melted coconut oil, our honey, gonna get every drop because I like this to be sweet. Our egg is hardening up, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that in as well. Almond butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix these wet ingredients real quick before we add in the dry ingredients. Make sure that almond butter is nice and dispersed because it does like to clump up sometimes. We have coconut flour here. You can use almond flour. I like coconut flour because it's sweeter. And then I have a ton of chia seeds. Not only are they super healthy, everyone knows about chia seeds by now, it's 2017, but it also will help bind our bread because when mixed with liquid, they create a gel-like substance as well. We have baking soda, nutmeg, and peppermint. And then vanilla extract or vanilla paste. And then mix again. You know the drill. Now that this is all together, I have a 10 by 10 baking pan with parchment paper. I'm going to use a spatula and just scoop it in here and give it a nice pat down. It's not the cutest yet, but after it bakes, it should be a-okay. All right, now that this is all spread out into our pan, I have an oven preheated to 350. It's gonna take about 30 minutes to bake, but I'm gonna check a little bit sooner, make sure that middle is baked all the way through. While this is in the oven, we can work on our mousse. My banana bread's in the oven, and now we can make our mousse. If you have picky eaters in the family, keep this on the DL. It's made out of avocados, but avocados are super rich. Take avocados that are as ripe as possible, once again, and repeat what we did with the bananas. Delicious. So now that these are all mashed, we get to blend. I love blending because you can't mess it up. Avocados go straight in. Ugh, I have really weak arms. This is canned full-fat coconut milk. This will just make it even creamier and more luscious. Here, you could use cocoa powder. I love raw cacao because it is like cocoa powder, but since it's raw, all the antioxidants are there. Super healthy. Then, sweetener of choice. I'm using honey again. Vanilla extract, vanilla paste, and the smallest little pinch of salt. When you do small things, you have to raise the pitch of your voice. It's necessary. All right, we're gonna blitz this. It's looking good. Yes, it's so thick and creamy. I could honestly eat this with a spoon. I'm not gonna think about the calories in it. So we got our mousse. Now we get to put it together, which is my favorite part. So I got the cool banana bread right here. I have a jar. You're gonna have a wide mouth mason jar because it's the same width across as the bottom of it. And we're gonna treat this like a cookie cutter and cut out some circles. So just push it down, give it a twist. You might have to give it a little spanking to get it back out. A very important step is the remains are for munching. And now is the assembly part. So we have our layers of banana bread. We have our avocado mousse. I have some soy-based whipped cream. You can use regular if you want. I have some crushed walnuts and I have some banana coins. We're just gonna get creative and layer this however you want. So I'm gonna start with the banana bread on bottom. Just give it a squeeze down in there. I'm gonna do a layer of mousse. I'm gonna put some banana coins around the edges to make this look pretty. Let's see if we can have luck with this whipped cream. And then some more nuts. And then you just repeat. You can do any order you want. I'm gonna do another slice of banana bread. Some more banana coins. These are good for picnics too. Lunches, breakfasts on the go, and it smells like fall. Some more mousse. And we're gonna top it with some whipped cream. You better look pretty this time because you're gonna be on top. All right, it's as easy as that. You can have fun with the layers, layer it any way you want. Pop a lid on this guy, put it in the fridge, and it's ready anytime. You could have it for breakfast, dessert, picnic, car, whatever. Hope you give it a try.
It's summertime, it's super hot, so what's gonna help cool you down? Paddle Pops, do-it-yourself, sugar-free coconut banana bad boys, and you know you don't want to wait around for too long, otherwise this thing's gonna melt, so let's get into it. We've got some bananas, and you're just gonna get your mash on. So peel away. This is a great option to use if you have overripe bananas. All you're gonna do is mash them anyway, so this is a perfect thing for repurposing them. Just using the back of a fork, mash away. And what you're doing is you're getting it to that real creamy consistency. What's awesome but also dangerously delicious about this recipe is that it creates a whole bunch of paddle pops. So you can either have friends around and celebrate, or you just have a paddle pop a night for the next week. If you like me and you like a bit of texture, I don't take my banana mash right to really smooth consistency. I like still seeing a few little bits of banana chunks in there as well. Just allows a little extra bite when you get involved. In goes your almond meal, along with our friend cinnamon, the sweetness of natural honey, and then we have coconut cream. Now this thing's just naughty by looking at it, but it's actually very good for you, very good fat, so with each lick you're doing wonders for your immune system. Give that a really good mix, bring it all together. Paddle Pops to me was summertime with my two brothers walking down to the local shop and picking up these icy cold numbers. So good. Now you can make them yourself. Paddle Pop molds are super cheap and they seriously can save you long-term money, particularly when you're making these things on your own. And then I always like to have some sort of jug or lip to help pour the contents in. If you already had it in a mixing bowl, you can transfer it back to a jug and so on. So simply just pour in your contents into the container. And you want to leave a little room at the top because when you add your stick in, it's going to fill it up a little bit more. Woo. That could have got messy. We wouldn't want that. Okay, so just cap your Paddle Pop molds. Let's pop these bad boys in the freezer and they'll hang out overnight. And there you have it, my friends. Paddle Pops made yourself, sugar-free, full of taste, which means you pop them off and just get involved. Oof, that's a taste of summer. See you next time, guys.
Hi guys, today I'm back in the kitchen, but this time I'm showing you how to make a homemade face mask. I'm using ingredients that you can find in your kitchen, so it's designed for the face, but if any falls in your mouth, you can eat it too. So into a bowl, I'm going to add all of my ingredients. So I'm going to start with some Greek yogurt. And on top, I'm adding some oats. Now, oats and yogurt are great for all skin types. It rejuvenates the skin and makes it lovely and smooth. So pour that in. Next up, I have some honey. Now, this is a great moisturizer, and apparently it prevents wrinkles, so I know I'm putting that on my face. And next, I have some cocoa powder. The smell of that is going to make you want to eat this. So 2 ingredients left. I have some lemon juice. This is a really good way to help brighten up the skin, but don't put this on if you're going to be going out in the sun. I always like to use my mask just before I go to bed. And finally, I have some strawberries. Now, these really help reduce the puffiness around your eyes. So if you have time, lie back with this mask on and put some strawberry slices on top of your eyes. So before I add it into my mixture, I'm just going to mash that around with my fork, just to get those into some smaller pieces. Perfect. Just add that in and stir it all together. It's that easy. Now, it is quite a liquidy mask, so you won't need to put too much on. I'm going to pop my hair back, take my makeup off, and pop this on for about 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, my face feels so much better. You should give it a go. So that is how you make my homemade strawberry mud mask. Easy.